Millions of people are eating yogurt on the daily basis, thinking that is providing them the probiotics which is going to keep their gut healthy. Well, I was one of those million people several years ago. But then I did an advanced gut analysis which showed that my probiotic levels were very low. I was totally shocked by the results and I started researching and looking for reasons why my yogurt was not able to provide me the probiotics that my gut needed. What I found out was really eye opening. It was not that the yogurt was bad, but it was all about what was happening inside that yogurt, even the healthiest kind, that is not providing people the healthy probiotics that they need. And the worst part was that nobody was talking about it. Here's what we are going to cover in today's video. Number one, the hidden ingredients in your yogurt which are driving inflammation and damaging your gut. Number two, we are going to talk about mistakes that people are making even who are consuming Greek yogurt or homemade yogurt, which is making their yogurt completely useless for their health. And number three, what we are going to talk about is what is the healthiest yogurt out there? What is the best time of consuming yogurt? And as a bonus tip, there are two add-on foods. Once you add to your yogurt, it becomes a superfood for your health. So let's start with truth number one. The very first truth that the food industry do not want you to know about is all the additives and the sugar that they are adding to your yogurt, which is actually causing inflammation and harming your body. And this is happening with several major brands across the world. The number one problem ingredient, once you look at the list, is natural flavors. These natural flavors are in fact chemicals. Most of the time, they cause inflammation and damage to your body. The second ingredient over here are carrageenans or gums. These are added to thicken the yogurt. But in this process, again, these are artificial chemicals which again damage your gut and actually causes inflammation. Now, all of these additional ingredients in your yogurt are what I call them gut disrupting ingredients. What that means is that they start damaging your gut and then increases your intestinal permeability and then ultimately leads to leaky gut problems. This leaky gut problem starts the inflammation process in your gut and that ultimately reaches inside your body and is a very important reason for chronic inflammation in your body. The second most common ingredient added to store-bought yogurts is sugar. You'll be surprised that food industry uses terms like low-fat yogurt, light yogurt, thinking that they have all the healthy ingredients in there. But in reality, they are sneaking sugars in your yogurt. Sometimes they can be up to 8 to 20 grams of sugar in one serving of yogurt that you are buying from the store. So make sure you're looking at the ingredients of your yogurt and make sure you look for terms like cane sugar, natural sugar, because these are all basically forms of sugar they're trying to add to your yogurt. And we all know that high amount of sugar causes too much inflammation in the body. It raises your insulin levels up. And that insulin spike ultimately causes weight gain problems as well as has been associated with a lot of autoimmune conditions too. Now let's move on to the truth number two, which is about Greek yogurt and homemade yogurt. Several of my clients eat Greek yogurt thinking they are getting the high amount of protein from it. And some of my clients are making homemade yogurt, thinking that they can avoid all of those chemical ingredients and sugar, and this homemade yogurt will again provide them the required probiotics. Well, again, here's the bad news. Both Greek yogurt and plain yogurt have their own issues and problems, and that's the reason you might not be seeing an improvement in your gut or might be actually harming your body. Let's talk about the Greek yogurt first. The way Greek yogurt is made is basically straining the regular yogurt. And what happens in the end is that they have this dense Greek yogurt, but along with that, they're removing an important ingredient, which is the whey from your yogurt. Now, this whey from your yogurt has all the B vitamins, specifically B12 and riboflavin, which is B2. Plus, it has some bioactive peptides, which are very important for improving your gut lining and keeping your immunity in good shape. So yes, Greek yogurt is high in protein, but it is missing some important vitamins and some important peptides, which are very important to support your gut health. Now let's talk about the problem with the homemade yogurt. Now the homemade yogurt is typically fermented for 6 to 8 hours. But what research shows is that in 6 to 8 hours, you do not have enough probiotic strains in your yogurt to support your gut health. To get to the maximum benefit of your homemade yogurt, you have to ferment it from close to 20 to 24 hours to get the right probiotic strains. Now, obviously, the fermentation process is dependent on the temperature. So, if you're living in a hot place, then typically between 16 to 20 hours is enough. But if you're living in a cold place, then 20 to 24 hours is needed to get the required probiotic numbers. Another benefit that you get when you ferment it for 20 to 24 hours is that you reduce the amount of lactose into this yogurt. And some people are sensitive to lactose, and by reducing this lactose, they're able to tolerate the yogurt better. Now, for some of my clients, they have tried this 20 to 24 hours of fermentation of their yogurt and they feel their yogurt gets little sour. So later in the video, I'm going to tell you an exact recipe for a homemade yogurt that will give you the required probiotics and will not be sour for you. Alright, now you know the two major problems with yogurt that you might be consuming on the daily basis and that is not providing you any benefit to your gut. Now let's move on to the next discussion about what is the healthiest yogurt out there and what is the best time of consuming it and that homemade recipe of yogurt that is going to give you the required probiotic strains. Now let's talk about what is the best time of consuming any kind of yogurt that you want to consume. I will recommend consuming your yogurt in the morning time. The reason being your gut is just getting started in the morning. Plus your body is preparing for the day ahead of it. And if you get the right amount of protein as well as you get the right amount of probiotics to your gut, that sends the right signal of starting your morning properly. So eat your yogurt in the morning. Now, as a promise with you, a bonus tip or a bonus ingredient to your yogurt that is going to make it superfood is chia seeds. Chia seeds have soluble fiber in them, which we call as prebiotics. These prebiotics actually is important food for the probiotic strains which is present in the yogurt. So when you combine both of those things, not only you get the probiotics from your yogurt, but you are going to get prebiotics from chia seeds that is going to support the growth of these probiotics in your gut microbiome. Second important thing, chia seeds will further increase the protein content of your yogurt because chia seeds also are a high protein food also. So thereby adding your chia seeds to your yogurt in the morning is a great addition. Make sure you are soaking your chia seeds overnight and then add it to your yogurt in the morning. Now the next question is that what is the healthiest yogurt out there? First of all, any kind of flavored yogurt or sugary yogurt you are buying from the store, they are not healthy. And plus, look at the ingredients of that yogurt. If it has more than 4 ingredients, specifically the one I mentioned earlier, do not buy that yogurt. So your best option is actually making homemade yogurt. But here's a twist to it. As I told you before, the homemade yogurt do not have enough probiotic strains. So what you can do is actually you can add additional probiotic strains to it. You can add a good probiotic capsules which has strains of lactobacillus, specifically lactobacillus reuteri and also bifidobacterium. And you can open that probiotic and add that to your starter culture of your yogurt. And that's it. Adding this additional probiotic to your starter culture is going to increase the probiotic content of the finer yogurt that you are going to make at home. So it is very simple as doing that. Now, in case you are using Greek yogurt, which is also fine because it is high in protein. But as I told you before, you do lose some vitamins and also some bioactive peptides. So you can take an additional B vitamin supplement with your Greek yogurt. Now, there are some people for whom I will like them to completely avoid the regular yogurt. What that means is that the dairy in the yogurt, specifically for patients who have Hashimoto's disease, autoimmune conditions or other kinds of thyroid problems, I will recommend them to complete switch over to a non-dairy yogurt, which can be made from either coconut milk, almond milk or cashew milk. The reason being for these people, their body is very sensitive to dairy and even the dairy from the yogurt can harm their gut and make these autoimmune diseases worse. So I will recommend if you have these autoimmune diseases to switch over to a non-dairy yogurt. So now let me bring it all together. Here's what we covered today. The number one truth that the store-bought yogurts have several different kinds of chemicals plus sugars added to them, which damages your gut, increases your intestinal permeability and causes inflammation in your gut. So make sure you read the ingredients of the yogurt that you are buying. The second truth is for people who are using homemade yogurt or Greek yogurt. Homemade yogurts have less amount of probiotic strains. That is not enough to give you enough probiotic strains for your gut. The Greek yogurt is made by removing whey, and whey definitely has a lot of health benefits from it. The third thing we covered is the healthiest yogurt. The healthiest yogurt is a homemade yogurt, but while you are making it, make sure you add external probiotic strains to it by adding a probiotic capsule of Lactobacillus reuteri and Bifidobacterium. And the best time and best way to consume this yogurt is in the morning, but with chia seeds added to it, because the chia seeds are going to give you the prebiotics, which are the food for the probiotic strains in the yogurt. So now you know the complete truth about yogurt, which I didn't knew initially. And since making these changes in my life, it has improved my gut health significantly. So if you want to improve your health and your gut, make these changes in the yogurt. Share in the comment section what you found about your yogurt that might be the issue and how you are going to make that change. And make sure you like and subscribe to my channel so you keep on getting these health tips in the future also. Also share this video with others who might benefit from this information. This is it from my side. I will see you later. Take care. Bye bye.